The Lincoln Academy of Illinois, a nonpartisan and nonprofit organization, was established in 1964 by the Governor of Illinois to recognize distinguished Illinoisans annually through the creation of the Order of Lincoln, the state's highest award for individual achievement. The Lincoln Academy is governed by a board of regents and a membership of general trustees who are appointed by the governor, who serves as its president, and by a chancellor elected by the membership, who serves as chief executive officer. The chief executive officers of all four-year colleges and universities in Illinois serve as academic trustees of the Lincoln Academy. The Student Laureate program was created in 1975 to honor outstanding seniors from each of the nearly 60 four-year degree-granting colleges and universities in Illinois, and one student representing the state community college system. Thus, the Lincoln Academy honors the great citizens of today and celebrates the great citizens of tomorrow, knowing that now, as always, our state and nation need what Vachel Lindsay called Lincoln-hearted men and women. Due to the unprecedented times in which we're living, the Lincoln Academy cannot host an in-person convocation this fall to congratulate and celebrate your leadership and academic successes the way we have in the past. Honoring you in a virtual manner by no means diminishes our pride in your accomplishments, nor our excitement in welcoming you into the phenomenal work of our organization. Please join the officers of the Lincoln Academy of Illinois and past laureates in congratulating the class of 2022 Student Laureates. Your names and the institutions you represent will be read in the honor roll that concludes this program.
Congratulations to the newest recipient of the Abraham Lincoln Civic Student Engagement Award. And also, we'd like to welcome our newest student laureates to the Lincoln Academy of Illinois. You should be proud of yourselves as we are proud of you. You were selected by your university, college, and community college administration as examples of the highest achievement in civic engagement and also academic achievement. No small feat. You all are upperclassmen who represent the best at your university. We hope you enjoyed the small gifts that we could share with you, and especially your bling and your signed certificate from the president of the Lincoln Academy, Governor J.B. Pritzker. And now, please join me in a prayer to our higher power. To our higher power, known by many names, God, Jehovah, Allah, thank you for the blessings of these new laureates into our academy. Thank you for endowing them with achievement and ability and the spirit to get engaged in their community wherever it may be, locally, at their universities, in their communities, in the state of Illinois, and in the world. Thank you for the blessings that you have imparted onto them that are yet to come. We know they have so much to show us. Thank you for bringing us here together wherever we may be, safely. We appreciate everything that we have. And we want to take what you give us and our talents to improve what you have sown. In the name of Jesus, Allah, Jehovah, all higher spirits, thank you and amen.
Thank you to Gia for that invocation. On behalf of the Lincoln Academy of Illinois, I welcome you to the ceremony honoring the 2022 class of student laureates. The Lincoln Academy's purpose is to honor Illinois leaders of the past and present so that future Illinois leaders are inspired and empowered. We do that by annually selecting laureates of the Academy to receive the Order of Lincoln. These distinguished citizens receive the state's highest award. Over the past 50 years, over 300 persons have been named laureates of the Academy. In addition, each year, The Academy recognizes outstanding students from Illinois colleges and universities to receive the Abraham Lincoln Civic Engagement Award and the Lincoln Medallion. We see in these students the potential to be the great Illinois leaders of the future. Today, you will hear from 4 laureates who have received the Order of Lincoln. They will address 4 of the important characteristics leaders must possess: integrity, courage, honesty, and empathy. These traits are on the challenge coins that each student laureate will receive. The laureates you will be hearing from are first laureate Ed McMillan, a leader in state and national agribusiness and civic and philanthropic organizations, who will speak on integrity. Next, laureate John Borling, a highly decorated Air Force pilot and Major General who spent 6.5 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam. He will speak on courage. Laureate George Will, a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, author, and political commentator, will speak on honesty. And Laureate Jean Driscoll, a gold medal Paralympic athlete and 8-time winner of the Boston Marathon in the women's wheelchair division, will speak on empathy. Please listen to what these laureates, these leaders of the present, have to tell you about characteristics that can help you as you seek to become leaders of the future.
Well, first of all, congratulations to each of you on being selected to the 2022 Student Laureates. You should be very proud. It's a tremendous honor and a recognition for both your past accomplishments as students, but also for your future capabilities. As we say, we're recognizing the great citizens of tomorrow. My name is Ed McMillan. I was honored to be a 2018 Lincoln Laureate. I'm the former president and CEO of Purina Mills, and I'm also honored to be the former chair of the University of Illinois System Board of Trustees. It's a special opportunity today to recognize many of the characteristics of the Lincoln Laureate, the empathy, honesty, and courage, but my role today is to recognize integrity. And I consider it to be a fundamental characteristic in life and a fundamental characteristic as you go forward in demonstrating your skills and your leadership. During my 28 years with Purina, the last 8 of which as president and CEO, I had the opportunity to represent a company with a brand, the Purina brand, which we held in high regard, and our customers believed that it had integrity. We worked very hard to make sure that every product that we manufactured lived up to that reputation. We worked very hard to make sure that the customers that we served were served well and were appreciative of what we were doing. And most importantly, we worked very hard to make sure that the nutrition that was being provided to their animals would keep them safe and healthy. Every time that we were doing things, that what we said to our people, to our manufacturers, to our salespeople, to our distributors and dealers is to do the right thing, to serve the needs of the customers and to make sure that we maintain the integrity of Purina. So you're embarking on a future career. You've already started that with your college reputation. You've demonstrated that you have that integrity. And in the future, you're going to be an employee, an employer, maybe a business owner, maybe an educator, hopefully a spouse, maybe even a parent, but obviously a friend. And throughout that whole process of life, You're going to be continuing to build and create your brand, your degree of integrity. Doing the right thing, treating people with respect, being responsible for your actions, being someone that can be depended upon, being trusted to assume responsibilities, to respect others as they would respect you, and to develop a work ethic to succeed and to get the job done. And very importantly, to demonstrate honesty in everything you do and in everyone you work with. You're developing a reputation of doing it right, even when no one is watching. This does mean that's your integrity of doing it right. Doing what you say you will do, doing what you say you will do, and getting it done when you said you will get it done, and doing it right. I had a friend who once said, if you know who you are, you know what to do. And that's part of that integrity that you develop. As I selected future leaders for Purina, I looked for people who had honesty, empathy, and courage, characteristics of the Lincoln Laureate, but especially integrity. I looked for people that I could trust to do the right thing. As you pursue your career, you'll have that opportunity to demonstrate that integrity in everything you do, and continuing to develop your own brand and your reputation. Abraham Lincoln was a man of integrity, and the Lincoln Laureates demonstrate and recognize that integrity in others. You've been named a laureate. You will continue to carry that designation throughout life, and your reputation will continue to build through the integrity that you have. So go forward and do the right thing and be that integrity person that is recognition of Abraham Lincoln. Again, congratulations, best wishes as you go forward and build your career and build on all your accomplishments today. Congratulations.
Hi, this is John Borling. Boy, what an honor. The problem is, of course, that you have to carry this burden of service for a lifetime. And we who have been associated with the Lincoln Academy over time like to think that maybe we've got a perspective that works or that's helpful in that process. I am well acquainted with a privilege that accords to the old, and that is we get to lecture to the young. I'm also acquainted with the privilege that the young don't have to listen, and we tend to defend our privileges. But I would hope, given, as I say, the honor that you have earned, that you might indulge me for a few minutes to talk about the subject of courage. The ancient Greeks suggested that courage was one of four major virtues that determined a good man or a good woman or a good nation state. The four virtues were justice, obviously, essential fairness, temperance, the ability to control your own vices on one hand, or your own instincts, your own life. Everything in moderation was the Aristotelian notion. Then there was wisdom. Eric Hoffer in 1953 or so wrote a wonderful book called The True Believer. And in that book, he described wisdom as the art of discovering the known. And so it is. But then you come to courage. Courage. That capacity, that ability to persevere, to carry on, to function in the face of adversity, in the face of fear, even in the face of success. When that terrible sin of arrogance may creep in and crowd out all your other moorings in life. And so it's good to remember that courage in the end is kind of a testing point for all the other virtues, whatever they may be. It's when you walk up to that line, hopefully don't cross it because you'll feel terribly diminished. May happen, then you've got to fight back in order to regain that sense of purpose, that sense of that governor on your own instincts, that sense of courage. Not only is it a governor, but it's something that motivates you, pushes you forward. You know, I spent 6.5 years as a POW in North Vietnam and was an Air Force fighter pilot and all of that stuff. And people think that it's battlefield courage that we're talking about. That ability to walk into the face of the cannon fire, but on your left and on your right are colleagues and you can't let them down. You don't want to be viewed as a coward. It's almost better to die than to be seen as wanting. But that's not the courage I think that is most important. The courage I commend to you is very simple, just the courage to do the right thing. You will instinctively know what that right thing is. And you will be enriched continually by that display of it's not certainty as much as it is moral suasion to self, that you will be able to persevere. We talk a lot here in America about things like the pursuit of happiness, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. I'm persuaded that courage is a path to that, but it's also that path that we must all follow as we deal with the realities of life, which involve a lot of suffering. Life brings punishment and reward to us all, and it's how we deal with it courageously, I think, that makes us who we would be proud to be. In the end, I think my fourth grade mentor, John Gardner, got it about right when he was talking about some factors that are important to America. And, you know, I reached back in my memory and I remember it was Thucydides who said that the secret to happiness, to go back to that theme, is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. And then if you follow that equation out to my friend and mentor, John Gardner, his book on leadership, you must rush out and buy immediately, On Leadership. But it was John Gardner who said, freedom entails responsibility. Liberty requires duty. That's the deal. If you're an American, that's the deal. Takes a lot of courage. I wish you well. Again, congratulations.
It is an honor and a privilege for me to be able to address the student laureates of Illinois who have received the greatest honor that their age cohort can receive from the greatest state in the United States. Student laureates, all of you have a bright future before you. But it seems to me before you can know where you want to go, you ought to appreciate where you're coming from. And it seems to me that you'll have momentum for great achievement once you begin to understand how rich the history of Illinois' contribution to this country has been. We're always, of course, aware that the greatest Illini was Lincoln. But one of Lincoln's great contributions was with the help of another Illini, Stephen Douglas, senator from Illinois, to show the nation how in a democracy you can debate, and you can debate at length, and you can debate civilly, and you can, in so doing, inform the country. So we have debates in this country, what we call debates. They're not really debates. They're really the regurgitation of pre-cooked sound bites on a stage. This is the format for the Lincoln-Douglas debates. One of the two, whoever started, would start and talk for an hour. Then the person going second would talk for an hour and a half. After which, the candidate who'd gone first would talk for an additional 30 minutes. So both candidates talking for 90 minutes, a 3-hour debate. Now that allowed the issues to breathe and people to be fully informed. And in giving the nation an example of this kind of debate, Illinois did a great service that can still serve to give the nation a sense of the possibilities of political action. Of course, while Lincoln was trying to preserve the Union, he had a little assistance from a fellow from Galena, Illinois, the so-called Galena Tanner's son, Ulysses S. Grant, who took all of Lincoln's political skills and put them in the service of his military, and won the war that preserved the Union. You're much too young to remember someone that I remember, which was Governor Adlai Stevenson of Illinois, who, by the way, was the grandson of a vice president of the United States. Adlai Stevenson was twice the Democratic Party's nominee for president. It was Adlai Stevenson's misfortune to be running against Dwight Eisenhower in 1952 and again in 1956. Eisenhower was a genial, enormously loved and respected hero of the Second World War, and Adlai Stevenson lost twice. But he lost with dignity, he lost with eloquence, and he lost by showing people that you could, again, with civility and respecting the intelligence of your audience, speak about complex issues to a mass audience. And I don't think anyone in the last half of the 20th century did this better than Adlai Stevenson did. And there are two other people from Illinois that you don't know about, but you should. So I'm going to make you learn about them right now. One was Paul Douglas. Paul Douglas was a senator from Illinois. He'd been a distinguished academician, a professor of economics. When the Second World War broke out, he was far beyond the age of being drafted. He didn't care. He enlisted anyway and saw combat and was, I'd say, a hero of civic life and a hero in military life. And there's another Paul from downstate Illinois, Paul Simon. I remember when I came to work on the Senate staff in 1970, there was Paul Simon. And Paul Simon had spoken to my class in high school, my civics class. So he'd sort of followed me, or I'd followed him through much of his career. I could go on and on about some of the distinguished people that Illinois has sent to the city from which I'm speaking to you, city of Washington. But suffice it to say that Illinois punches above its weight. Illinois has shown the country, from the Lincoln-Douglas debates to the great careers of Paul Douglas and Paul Simon, what it means to be an Illini, what it means to be a good citizen of the United States. And I hope all of you laureates, as you stride confidently, as you have a right to do, into what I'm sure is going to be a bright future, remember that you have a kind of momentum for achievement just because you are Illini. Thank you.
Congratulations on being chosen as a Lincoln Student Laureate. It is a high honor through which you are being recognized and celebrated as a leader and change maker. As you know, it's named for President Abraham Lincoln, an inspirational leader who inspired and transformed the world through courage, empathy, honesty, and integrity. I have the privilege of speaking with you today about empathy. What exactly is it? Empathy is the ability to sense other people's emotions and put yourself in their shoes, imagining and trying to understand what someone else might be thinking or feeling. It's sitting on the ground next to someone who is sitting on the ground and being purposeful about hearing them. Brene Brown says it best. Empathy is simply listening, holding space, withholding judgment, emotionally connecting, and communicating that incredibly healing message of "you're not alone." President Lincoln was well known for having a high emotional intelligence and practiced empathy throughout his life. It is a skill that is developed over time. It isn't one of those things where some people have it and others do not. It must be practiced. Lincoln had many challenges that helped build his propensity for empathy, one of the most significant being when his mother died and he was only 9 years old. He had 4 sons, 2 of whom passed away before they were teenagers. He lost 8 elections, twice failed in business, and suffered a nervous breakdown. As president during the Civil War, he witnessed much suffering when visiting battlefields and meeting with family members of the fallen soldiers. Lincoln's capacity for understanding other people's challenges was immense. His predisposition for listening to others made him a stronger leader. Empathy is different than sympathy, as empathy comes from a connection with people. You build a rapport, sometimes in an instant, and you are purposeful about understanding the perspective and circumstances of someone else. Lincoln's leadership style included empathy when in conflict, being intentional to understand perspectives that were different from his own. He used it to de-escalate conflict, and when his empathy increased, the conflict decreased. What does this look like in the 21st century? I have a great example. In February 2022, the Olympic trials for speed skating were held in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Erin Jackson was #1 in the world at the 500-meter event. 400 meters is a quarter mile, so 500 meters is a little longer than that. It's a sprint, especially on skates. She won race after race around the world. The difference between first place and fifth place is typically just tenths or even hundredths of seconds. The day of the Olympic trials, Erin slipped at the starting line and didn't qualify for the Olympic Games. She was the best in the world, but because of a slip, she didn't qualify for the Olympics. One of her teammates and longtime friends, Brittany Bowe, put her arms around her friend and could feel her disappointment. Brittany had already qualified for the 1,000-meter and 1,500-meter events, and she qualified for the 500-meter event as well. Incredibly, she gave her spot in the 500 to Erin Jackson. Brittany would say later that the decision was bigger than herself. It was a decision for Team USA. Everyone knew Erin was the best. Unexpectedly, the US was given another spot in the Olympic 500-meter event, so both Brittany and Erin ended up competing in it. Brittany finished in 16th place, and Erin won the gold medal. In fact, Erin was the first Black woman to win a gold medal in this event, and she remarked, "Maybe a young Black girl saw my race and thinks now that maybe she can try it." This is a powerful example of both empathy and leadership in action. As you move through life, look for opportunities to connect with others. Sometimes it will be through common interests, and sometimes it will be because you cared. President Theodore Roosevelt once said, "No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care." Practice empathy as you practice leadership, and you will truly change the world.
Thanks to the laureates of the Academy for discussing these important characteristics of integrity, courage, honesty, and empathy. You can learn much more about the laureates of the Academy by visiting the website for the Lincoln Academy of Illinois. I believe that in the over 300 laureates, you will find some stories that inspire and encourage you in your path towards success. There's yet another person who wants to congratulate this class of future leaders. Despite his tireless efforts to make life better for the people of the state of Illinois, in these particularly difficult times of pandemic and economic crisis, Governor J.B. Pritzker has enthusiastically taken his time to honor laureates and student laureates of the Academy. He serves as acting president of the Lincoln Academy of Illinois. He sees in the laureates and student laureates greatness of the state of Illinois and the future of the state of Illinois. Please welcome Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Thank you, Chancellor Ron Spears, for that very kind introduction. And hello, everyone. I couldn't be prouder to celebrate the many accomplishments of the Lincoln Academy class of 2022 student laureates. To reach this wonderful achievement is truly remarkable and stands as a testament to your tremendous dedication and effort. All of you have taken different paths to get here today, but those paths diverge once again when this day is done. But whether you're planning on entering the workforce, going back to school, joining the military, or maybe still figuring out what comes next, I know that each and every one of you will make great contributions to the collective well-being of our state. You are future leaders and change makers. So on behalf of the state of Illinois, I'm thrilled to offer my congratulations to all of our graduates and the families and friends who helped get you here today. We will all be watching your next great feats and achievements.
Thank you, Governor Pritzker. We certainly appreciate your efforts on behalf of the Lincoln Academy of Illinois. Abraham Lincoln said that some achieve success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. There is no doubt that you student laureates have the potential for success in whatever your chosen profession. But potential is not enough. We challenge you to turn that potential into greatness. Greatness not just for yourself and for your family, but for your state, your country, yes, even the world. Please stay in touch with the Academy and keep us, as well as your other members of this class of 2022, aware of the progress that you're making through your career. We want you to succeed. And frankly, we need you to succeed. Illinois is a great state, but its greatness is from its people. You can be one of those people. Thank you.
William Nishal Weems, Augustana College. Marco Antonio Oliveira, Aurora University. Hiba Durrani, Benedictine University. Miriam Wali Uden, Blackburn College. Michaela Horn, Bradley University. Jan Kirsten Kabatu, Chicago State University. Jewel Baker, Columbia College, Chicago. Caleb J. Gustafson, Concordia University, Chicago. Kellen L. Brown, DePaul University. Janine Telleran, Dominican University. Angelica Ballesteros, East-West University. Maria Guadalupe Angel, Eastern Illinois University. Hiba Anis, Elmhurst University. Austin Ellison, Eureka College. James Aducci, Governor State University. Claire Elizabeth Krober, Greenville University. Emily Catherine Bone, Illinois College. Ahmed Muhammad, Illinois Institute of Technology. Matthew M. Huisman, Illinois State University. Mishwa Babsar, Illinois Wesleyan University. Rebecca Nicole Colson Hall, Judson University. Kayla Marina Hope, Knox College. Julian Cano, Lake Forest College. Dominic D. Bartels, Lewis University. Olivia Grace Foster Beard, Lincoln Christian University. Farah Allah Elomedi, Loyola University, Chicago. Brianna Lynn Sampo, McKendree University. Isabella Binning, Millikan University. Addison Ray Cox, Monmouth College. Edward Gomez, National Lewis University. Adrian D. Brown, North Central College. Stephanie Jo Sorisho, North Park University. Javanti Modican, Northeastern Illinois University. Vilaya Sirivong, Northern Illinois University. Ida Zaliki, Northwestern University. Grace Marie Paycheck, Principia College. Jordan Heater, Quincy University. Celia Elizabeth Rothermel, Rockford University. Rochelle Vinson, Roosevelt University. Angela Alexandra Sarlas, St. Xavier University. Hui Chang, School of the Art Institute of Chicago. Mila Croft, Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Carly Alexis Wilkerson, Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Joshua Aishe Daniel Barrick, University of Chicago. Abigail Lee Olson, Trinity International University. Melody Angel Slaughter, University of Illinois at Chicago. Nicolette J. Owens, University of Illinois, Springfield. Eric D. Hageman, University of Illinois, Champaign. Diana Ortega, University of St. Francis. Nicholas Samuel Forlenza, Vandercook College of Music. Thalia L. Mercado, Western Illinois University. Natalie Grace Nichols, Wheaton College. Juan Gerardo Chui, Wabanse Community College.